Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Ijiranaide, Nagatoro-san, or Don't Mess With Me, Nagatoro-san? I don't know what the English title is. Nagatoro. Everybody knows it by that. It's fine. We know about the character name. I finally watched season 1. I enjoyed it a lot. I felt like I was going to say I didn't expect that much going into it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and I say that about everything. I don't know if I just go into things in general with really low expectations. Hey, if you always go in with low expectations, you're pretty much never going to be disappointed. But I did enjoy it a lot. It was very fun. It was very funny. The general production quality was really nice. I didn't really have any complaints whatsoever. So yeah, I liked it a lot. Gonna be watching season 2 when I get to doing 2023 stuff, which is why I wanted to go ahead and watch season 1 now. Nagatoro herself kind of carries the show. I mean, it's named after her. The main character is just, I don't know if we ever got to know his name. I think he was just Senpai the entire time. But this is cute. It's a slice of life comedy with some romance in there. I'd say that this is definitely sort of the series where, okay, let me a random guy come in and put words in the creator's mouth. It feels like the romance more serves the comedy rather than the comedy serving the romance. It feels like the comedy is the main entree. That's what you're here for. That's what it's being written for. And the romance, I'm not saying it's bad. The romance is really good. I think that in general, this can be a good way to do romance, where we're focusing on the comedy, but the romance is always there. It always has this room to breathe, this ability to build itself up over the course of the season in the background. And yeah, it was all very, very good. Nagatoro is a very entertaining and fun character. I think the senpai is also a really good character for her to bounce off of. He serves as a really nice main protagonist. There are some times when it's easy to get frustrated with him because I'm looking at this from a different kind of perspective. Because it's like, if it's me, I'm like, I would just interact with her like a normal human being. But that almost might be the wrong move, because she likes the fact that he reacts the way he does to her. So it's almost maybe the wrong move to interact with her normally. Also, her friends that surround her and make up the rest of the cast, again, at the very beginning of the season, it seemed like they would maybe just kind of be nothing background characters, but they ended up also being very, very, very funny. Especially, I love the one, I remember like none of their names. I think she was Yoshi, actually. She just repeats everything the other characters say. I think she was very funny in that. I don't know, something almost endearing about the no thoughts, head empty girl. That was really fun. Bringing in the club president towards the end of the season. She was a very funny and entertaining character as well, a good addition to the cast that also brought in some like conflict that lasted from episode to episode. Most of you, again, if you're watching this, you're probably fairly familiar with the premise of the series, where it's clear that Nagatoro likes the main character from the beginning, and she's kind of putting on this show of picking on him and stuff to cover her feelings a bit. It seems like fairly early on is when she starts to have a crush on him, and he's kind of oblivious to it. And over the course of the season, goes from thinking that she is actually a bully to really liking her as well. So you have these two characters that are both interested in each other but aren't good at expressing that, and that is what helps to serve the comedy that's so well done. And I think the character work and just the sort of cuteness of the characters is also really good too. Even though I say cuteness, but in reality, some of the things they do, I'm like, wow, they really would be they really would be kind of jerks. But I ended up really liking the characters and all their little individual gags. The opening and ending, I think the songs were pretty good, but the visuals were mostly like reused animation assets, which had me like, nah, I don't know how I feel about that. But either way, they were serviceable. They were good. The production quality was one of those things where it wasn't like crazy nuts like you occasionally see from slice of life comedies, where they will just occasionally just be like almost too good visually. The visuals were just solid. They were what they needed to be. Also, I've got to say, with the music, there was this one point, I think it was in episode 11, where they used this like nice soft piano rendition of the opening theme, and I was a sucker for that. That hit hard for me. I always love when series do that kind of thing, when there's kind of, I'm not a music guy, don't know much about music, but when there's this like leitmotif, I again don't know if that's the right term, that carries on through like some of the different parts of the OST. I think that's very, very nice. And it's also one of those things where in other series, I feel like it could get annoying or it could seem mean-spirited, the things that Nagatoro does. But this series does such a good job of Nagatoro always pushes the main character forward, always stands up for the main character, always does good for the main character. Like, she's always like a net positive for him pretty much at all times. I feel like a pitfall that so many other series, like if it was a Western cartoon doing this, could fall into, that I've actually seen so much, when they're like, oh, we want to show that the girl likes the guy, but she's bullying him because she likes him and doesn't know how to express her feelings. So often they'll go too far and be like too mean-spirited, but Nagatoro is like just kind of goofy and silly. I love when she just has like all the other characters. Occasionally they'll work on like cartoon logic, but Nagatoro like all the time works on silly ass Looney Tunes logic, and it's so fun seeing like how her like arms go into noodles all the time, or she like runs like a cartoon character. It's really, really, really a fun aspect of things. And yeah, it's always lighthearted. Like, she's never actually truly mean-spirited towards him in the things that she says. In addition to that, again, with things that episodes where you get into this stuff in Western cartoons, so often like there will be actual harm brought upon the victim of this, like something that they like might get destroyed, or they could get actually physically hurt, but that kind of thing never happens. Again, it's all always really respectful, and like though she's like joking around, calling him creepy, calling him a virgin, it's always very clearly just a joking tone. It's always very clearly lighthearted, which is a pitfall that I feel like they could have fallen into and messed up on, but they didn't. They did a very good job with that. The characters and their relationship were just really, 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 really good. Also, if you're the type of person who's into some nice fan service, this isn't some egregious ecchi. It's not. You're not going to get boobs and stuff flying everywhere all the time, but there is a little bit, and what's there is good. It's like, I don't know. I think, for me, I am a fan of ecchi series, and it's like when you're an ecchi series, gosh, even if you are an ecchi series, you can go too far. I think you got to strike a balance. When you have the fan service, I think the fan service just needs to serve the story by making things look better visually, or by serving the comedy, serving the characters, the story that you're telling. And I think that this strikes a really nice balance. It's definitely not an ecchi, but I think even with an ecchi, there are some that I've watched that I'm like, that kind of goes too far. It's like a part of the fun is that you're not seeing just straight up softcore porn. It's just a comedy, but, you know, things look attractive. But with this, like, sorry, I'm getting off topic. But with some ecchi, I do feel like they go too far into the this is basically just softcore porn territory, and it's like, it's not the fun of the ecchi. You know, you're missing the fun of it. But that was just an off tangent. This really isn't an ecchi. There's fan service, but it's very, again, just normal. I think it serves the characters and the comedy really well, and the story that's being told, the visuals of the anime, the styling of it looks good. So yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I'm excited to get into season 2. I feel like the character work is going to kind of remain stagnant. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's much more to go on in a serious note, but I just don't feel like that's the kind of series this is. I feel like we're going to spin wheels with their relationship a bit, have some cute moments, have some good moments with them, but I don't think it's going to go too far, at least not in one more season. But what I'm looking forward to is just what the focus is on, the comedy, the episode-to-episode laughs. I think that's very good, because it's one of those things where this isn't the kind of series that I binge watch. I might binge watch something like when I did Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's an action, or when there's like a deeper like tense story and you can marathon it. When I watch slice of lives, I usually watch them when I'll try to watch an episode of anime when I'm taking a lunch break, or maybe when I'm eating dinner at night. If I'm alone, I'll watch some anime, and that's usually when I watch slice of life stuff. And even then, even when my attention is split between eating and watching, occasionally it can be like, this one gets a little dull from time to time, but I never got that with Nagatoro. There was always something happening. It was always fun and entertaining and engaging. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more to say. I don't want to drag this on any longer, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching, though. I need to figure out how to edit this one up, because my thoughts were astray. I really wanted to do this without any notes. I wanted to just speak from the heart, talk about this thing that I just finished watching, because I felt like that would be a better way to do these anime reviews. But a side effect of that is that I also was not really focused, and I was constantly having to think, okay, what haven't I talked about yet? So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this anime, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction. Hopefully, like I said, when I get to 2023, we'll get to Season 2 real soon. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. All you got to do is ask and I'll give you a link. If you want to help support the channel, you can drop a super thanks down below if you'd like to. Or if you want to get One Piece a bit early, if you want to get a shout out at the end of every video, you can join down below to become a channel member. You can go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. You can do any of that to help support the channel. Like I said, you get shoutouts at the end of every video, but before that, I actually forgot to mention, also, my Annie list is down in the description now, so if you want to follow along with what I'm watching and know what anime I might review next, you can do that. But thank you to people who are patrons and members. Thank you so much to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, to Magical Girls, Evernono and Smeller Dark, to Cheriton Student David Langstaff, to Slayer Candidates, SG and Stance Eater, and to Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.